Wow, man, look at the line to get into SeaWorld. It's probably 3/4 of a mile long. SeaWorld ain't hurting. SeaWorld's jamming, boy. So I'm coming out here to defend SeaWorld against a local animal rights group. This local animal rights group gets paid $1,000 by PETA to come out here and have a protest against SeaWorld. They're nothing but a fraud. They're a scam. They don't help any animals. All they do is try to make money for themselves. The two people that run this group are full-time protesters. They don't have a job. They do work for the Humane Society of the United States, PETA, and a bunch of other groups. They've managed to make a pretty good living off of lying to the public, collecting donations, and getting paid by the big animal rights groups like PETA and Humane Society of the United States. Animal rights is a $1 billion a year industry that doesn't help any animals. Animal rights is bad, okay? Animal welfare is where it's at. Animal welfare is caring for animals, saving animals, rehabilitating animals, educating the public on how to do these things. That's what SeaWorld does. SeaWorld has rescued and saved over 40,000 animals. PETA protests SeaWorld. They have purposefully killed 40,000 animals. PETA owns a shelter in Virginia, and to date they've euthanized over 40,000 dogs and cats. Shouldn't SeaWorld be protesting PETA? Wow, man, look at the line to get into SeaWorld. Anything PETA has done to try to damage SeaWorld's reputation has fallen on deaf ears. Look at this. There's the entrance to SeaWorld. Man, it's blocked up all the way to the next major intersection, over a mile away and around the corner, so the line's probably longer. The public doesn't support PETA. The public knows that they're full of shit. Never donate to PETA, the ASPCA, or the Humane Society of the United States. Collectively, these three groups bring in over $400 million a year, and maybe 1% of it goes to any animal shelters. Where does the 99 other percent go? Where does the rest of the money go? Well, usually half the money they rake in, they spend on fundraisers to raise more money. The next biggest expense is politicians donating to political campaigns to get them in their back pocket so they write laws against you owning an animal. Don't fall for those pathetic ASPCA commercials, okay? All that footage is staged. This animal rights thing, it's the biggest lie pushed on the American public. And the only reason these people aren't put in jail for running a scam is they pay off these politicians to spout their lies. You can get away with anything you want as long as you got the money. Hey, last year the Humane Society raked in $168 million. $168 million. And maybe 0.5% of that was donated to any animal shelters. They kept the rest of it. Their tax returns are public record. If you don't believe me, look them up yourself. I'm just trying to alert the public, man, to the biggest scam known to man. Hey, for about a year or a little bit over a year, I've been chasing down this local animal rights group here in Orlando, chasing them down to every protest that they do, especially the SeaWorld protests. I show up, I make videos, and I try to educate the public on what a scam it is. I don't get paid to do this, man. I'm doing the public a favor by letting them know, don't ever donate to any animal rights group. So in order to shake me off, okay, they tried calling the police on me. Every single time I show up to counter protest them, they call the police on me and tell the police that they're afraid for their own safety or something like that. I'd never hurt these people. I would never touch these people. I'm not verbally nice to them, but I would never threaten them. And I'm not nice to them because I don't condone what they're doing. Freedom of speech. I have every right to come out here just like they do. And they don't like it. It's all about appearances, man. You know what I mean? It's the illusion that they're doing something positive. They post videos and they post pictures. You'll never ever find me in the background of one of their pictures because they don't want anybody to know that someone's out here protesting them. It is a scam. I'm trying to tell you people the truth. SeaWorld educates people when they walk through those gates, man, on the environment and how to be a good steward of the earth, how to save animals and their habitats. It is an educational experience when you walk through those doors. The main rule for animal rights is never ever touch an animal, ever. And it doesn't matter if it's in danger, if you can help it, don't do that. You never ever touch an animal. You don't ever eat an animal, you don't help an animal. Leave animals alone, let them roam free. They want you to be vegan. And they're trying hard to push this on you, and they're using politicians to do it. And they're slowly chipping away at it, and they're making a lot of progress. It's got to end, man. So I chase down this animal rights group every chance I get, and they can't shake me loose. So they finally stopped communicating on social media completely. They've gone underground totally. So I won't know where they're going to be having their protests, or I won't know what they're doing. And that's great. That's great. I love it. I've driven my local animal rights group completely underground. And it took me a year. And I hope that I can inspire others to do the same. We can't rely on politicians to get rid of this scam for us, because they're getting paid. They're getting campaign donations. Yeah, so the only reason I know about the protest today is they published this thing a couple months ago or more, and I saved it. As far as I know, they're doing another one next month, and then I don't know what they're doing after that. So it's not a bad thing that these guys went underground and are posting. How are they going to get donations from the public? Huh? How are they going to communicate what they're doing with the public when they're completely underground and they're hiding? If they were legit, why would they be hiding in the first place? Yeah, these guys are 6 minutes late to their own gig, but they usually show up 10 or 15 minutes late, 20 minutes late. I've seen them show up 30 minutes late. I don't mind sticking around. And if they don't show up because they're trying to throw me off and come tomorrow, I'll be out here tomorrow. You know, it's not a waste of time. I still made a video educating the public. I don't need them to do it. So I ran them underground in a year. This is the Animal Rights Challenge. Can you make your local animal rights group go underground in under a year? Take up the challenge. I mean, how much traction can these idiots get if they can't post on social media? You know, that's a huge victory. The moment they post on social media, I'll be right back at it. And I know they watch these videos, so now you know. I'll never, ever leave these people alone. Yeah, man, because of the hurricane and all that stuff, flooding in Texas and things like that, you will see a huge uptick in ASPCA commercials. Never donate to those people, man. They want $19.95 a month. Okay, such a scam. Donate $19.95 a month, and probably 3 cents of that money will go to help any animals. Yeah, this animal rights thing, man, it's about time it's been busted. These people that run these groups need to seriously be prosecuted. There has literally been no bigger scam. Yeah, so I've crashed these people's protests probably 20 times. If you want to see my other videos, just surf around on my page and you'll find them. You know, I first got involved with this animal rights scam back when they were trying to get rid of greyhound racing. I spent a year of my life looking into it, okay? Traveled all around the state of Florida, visiting all of these dog tracks and going inside, hanging out in the kennels, talking to the people that race them and breed them. I covered every single aspect of greyhound racing, man. Those dogs are not abused whatsoever. Matter of fact, those dogs have it made. They are so well cared for. They eat better than most people. So that's how I got involved in it. These people would go out, this animal rights group would go out and protest the dog tracks. And I'd go out there and counter protest them. They're clearly lying. And that led me to come out here and counter protest them at SeaWorld. Such a scam. I'm not for animal cruelty, no, not whatsoever. That's why I'm an animal welfare guy. I'm a pro SeaWorld person. I'm pro zoo. I am pro greyhound racing and horse racing. I'm pro you should be able to own an animal. I'm pro circus, man. Anything bad that you've heard that relates to an industry like circuses or horse racing, greyhound racing, whatever, man. If you're under the impression that that entire industry abuses animals, you have been suckered right in, you've been lied to, and you took it hook, line, and sinker. Man, if you work with animals, don't ever let a group of people come out holding up signs where you work lying about you. Have some pride. Don't let them people accuse you of being animal abusers. That is terrible. Stand up for yourself, man. You know, I believe SeaWorld supposedly knows when they're gonna do these protests because they stand in that easement over there and they have to pull a permit. You think SeaWorld would at least notify me and let me know when they're gonna do this? That's all you gotta do, man. I'll come out here. SeaWorld also used to put out these little flag sale things. I won't say little, they were huge. And on the flags, they said SeaWorld saved, you know, 40,000 animals, SeaWorld rescues, rehabilitates. They would line the whole front of this thing, their property here, with these big flag sale things. And they're not even, they haven't done that in, I don't know how long. The past 8 times I've been out here. Zero effort on SeaWorld's part. Yeah, why should I fight for people who aren't willing to fight for themselves, man? Wake up, SeaWorld. PETA ain't gonna go away. They ain't gonna quit lying about you. It's okay to defend yourself, you know. The public obviously supports SeaWorld. I mean, if the public believed what these animal rights people are spewing, they wouldn't be here. The local animal rights groups, the small group that I come out here and counter protest, they're doing it because they are trying to make money for themselves, and they're doing a pretty good job of it. They don't believe in the actual animal rights beliefs. You know, Brian and Carla own cats. Brian and Carla are the ones that run this Animal Rights Florida group. They own cats, and that's against the rules, man. That's called slavery. If you own any animals, they consider that slavery. If you're a blind person and you have a seeing eye dog, that's animal cruelty in their eyes. If a police officer is using a canine, that's animal cruelty. You know, if you eat a steak and you eating a cow, that's murder. These people are nuts. So Brian and Carla don't actually believe this crap. Brian and Carla, have you seen them? Look up my previous videos. Carla weighs about 400 pounds. Brian probably weighs 300 pounds. They claim to be vegan. I'm not making fun of fat people. I'm just saying it's a blatant lie to tell people that you're an animal rights person and that you're vegan. In no way, shape, or form is that woman a vegan. Everything about them is a lie. The big organizations like PETA and the Humane Society of the United States, they're on record as saying eating animals is murder, owning an animal is slavery. The founder of PETA, that Newkirk woman, she is mental. She talks about how she's gone in there and euthanized like 100 animals at a time, and when she dies, she's got labeled what parts of her body she wants fed to certain types of animal. She's also got listed what parts of her body she wants cut off and shipped, mailed to politicians. She is mentally unstable. Just let animals roam free and never ever touch them. That's what they want. They would rather you euthanize your cat than to let it live in your house. All right, 45 minutes. I guess they're not gonna show up. I'm gonna head back to my truck. I won't leave the area for a couple more hours, just in case they only change the time. I hope you people learned something today.